Mansions have always been the symbol of being elite and royally rich. Would you be ready to take one if they were giving it away for free? Purchasing a mansion is an expensive affair. The maintenance alone on them is not cheap at all. Most mansions like these are either difficult to maintain or need relocation. Some houses are so remotely located that it's become extremely hard to sell them on the real estate market. But do you know that there are mansions nobody is ready to buy even if it was for free, or you could make it yours for just $5? Welcome back to the Mr. Millionaire channel. In today's video, we discuss mansions no one wants. Why this is so you will hear right now, but before that, please click like and subscribe to our channel, and also press the bell not to miss the next video. Well, let's start. On top of the list is a mansion named Granite Loma in Michigan, United States. A historic Upper Peninsula estate with the most expensive log cabin in the world has been on realtor listings on and off for years. The property, which is located in a very remote place, is facing a tough time getting any buyers. The property was originally listed for $40 million, but as years went by with no offers, they slashed the price to $19.5 million. Its remote location, weather, out-of-date interiors, and restoration need are all reasons for having very few interested buyers. You get 415 acres of property, a house, and a mile of the shoreline with this property. It is a 26,000 square foot log cabin and farm with a total of 13 buildings. It has a pool, orchard, and even a wind turbine. It is a very spectacular property owned by Tom Baldwin. The house has a 24-foot high ceiling, a wine cellar, and a hot tub. Even though they got some interested parties, none of the deals went through. The owner took the property off the market and slashed the price in half of what he was expecting the property to sell for. But still, no one is interested in buying the property. The next one is Linwood Hall in Pennsylvania, United States. A house filled with fascinating secrets and much tragedy has been on and off the market for several years now. Located in Elkins Park, Pennsylvania, the mansion was built in 1897. It's one of the largest remaining neoclassical revival architecture from the Gilded Age. It was built for the industrialist Peter A.B. Weidner. It cost him $8 million to build the mansion with 110 rooms. Weidner lost his eldest son and grandson in the Titanic incident. Only his wife Eleanor escaped. Later, after Weidner's death, nobody in his family wanted to take the responsibility of maintaining the house. The house was sold for $130,000 in 1948. The last owner was a secretive leader of a Korean church who intended to declare it as a seminary to reduce property tax, but failed. The real estate agents say it takes around $3 million to $7 million annually to carry out maintenance. The house was featured in the 1991 Oscar-winning film The Silence of the Lambs. Aubry Lewis's house in Montclair, New Jersey was up for sale for only $10 when it was listed in 2017 one final time to attract buyers. The catch was that the buyer had to move it somewhere else. The council even offered a $10,000 move-in bonus but still could not find buyers. The 4,000 square foot Victorian mansion was expected to attract a lot of buyers because of the price tag. It was never sold, and the city council had to demolish the place. The reason it never sold was that whoever was buying had to move and relocate the mansion to somewhere else, which would be a very pricey bill. A buyer would need $200,000 extra to move the house and more charges to buy a plot nearby. The neighborhood lost a beautiful and historic mansion to pave way for a cluster of homes in its place. The 110-year-old mansion was an architectural mansion that sat on 2.7 acres. The place was home to an all-American athlete with a wife and 5 children. There is no better situation with the next mansion. A Minnesota homeowner is selling the 4-bedroom house for $0. The house was inherited by Coughlin from her grandmother in 2011, and the owner is looking for a buyer who would buy it to preserve its history. This house has to be relocated because of a zoning issue. It's going to cost $50,000 to move the house and $150,000 more for repairs. Coughlin's grandmother was then the first female mayor of Jordan. She moved here in her 80s. The owner says the architecture is pretty outsider, and there is no old-era charm inside the house. She mentioned that the house has orange countertops and designs from an area when nobody had any taste. Up until the death of the previous owner, the house was used as a storage unit as there was no electrical and plumbing. Coughlin considered making the place into a complex, but the property was between a hill and a highway, which made it impossible to have a parking space. She is selling it for free, but cannot find an owner whom she could trust to keep the building intact, preserving its history. Next, a row of Tudor-style homes in Boston, Edison, Detroit was listed for $1,000. Unbelievable? These mansions with 7 bedrooms, 69 windows, and an indoor fountain are all owned by the city in a widespread abandoned area. They were listed in the Building Detroit home auction that the city is hosting for houses starting at $10,000. The homes need extensive repair to be done on them to make them a livable place. Tudor-style homes here were made in the 1920s in the historic neighborhood of Boston, Edison. It has boulevards, spacious lots, early 20th century houses, and huge mansions. The mansions here are 4,200 square feet, but are in dire need of extensive repairs. These colonial and spacious houses need electrical, plumbing, and more repairs. The city is hoping to sell these homes through an auction. Another historic mansion in New York, this 7,200 square foot Greek-style house has 6 bedrooms, 3 baths, 5 fireplaces, a parlor, a library, and even a ballroom. It is the classic specimen of a mansion, and yet it was put on sale for $1 million in 2015. Come 2017, the price fell to half the original without any buyers, despite the expensive renovations that make it livable. The reason behind this cannot get any more classy given its style. The owners and the workers claim to have seen and heard humans around this Victorian mansion, i.e., ghosts, particularly a child and a former lady of the house. Believe it or not, houses like this exist, and it is unfortunate that despite their qualities they cannot be sold. Would you buy them? Tell us in the answer in the comment section below. We'd love to hear it. Make sure to subscribe and press the notification button to never miss more videos like this. Thank you for your attention, and meet you soon.